Hi everyone, this is Pari and I want to talk about my proposal. The topic I have chosen is emotional design. Here's the proposal outline. About emotional design. Emotional design is the most powerful aspect in design. People make to split seconds judgments and decisions based on their emotions and tend to back them up with logical reasons. The qualities also matter to resonate with one person. Here we are going to talk about 3 levels of emotional design: visceral, behavioral, and reflective. Visceral level formula is all about your gut reaction to the appearance of something. Metaphor is also a great way for imbuing products with emotional qualities. So, what it's all about is to go beyond the literal meaning of words to communicate some type of message. Here, I'm going to talk about 3 parts. The book is going to be divided in 3 parts. Part 1 talks about the themes, the role of emotions. Part 2 talks about all these 3 levels. And part 3 talks about how everybody could be a designer. So the target audience are mainly senior designers, but this book could also be interesting for students, creative directors, and publishers as well. So this publication familiarizes senior designers with emotional design, and more importantly, the 3 levels that Don Norman actually mentions in his book. The purpose of this book, this publication, is to familiarize designers with the meaning of emotional design, arguing about how to practice it to fulfill the end user's needs by borrowing an attribute from one thing and applying it to another thing. These are the elements that should be considered in emotional design. Here's the proposed table of contents. I'm trying to focus on imagery as well as the type, as well as the written text. That's why there are so many white pages that represent how it's going to be demonstrated. So many imagery and so many type. I hope that'll be interesting. The first mood board is based on the imagery. Imagery relevant to the topic is really important. So I tried to combine and actually gather some images that could be presented and demonstrated in the publication. It is important to keep the tone, design, and the effects. So it could kind of be related to the topic. I thought since it is related to emotional design, it is important to kind of combine something conceptual to convey the meaning we're looking for. The layout is also very important. The hierarchy, the legibility, the grid, the consistency, and the flow, these are really important so we could keep the reader engaged and not bore them or tire them. It is important to keep it visually beautiful. Still, it needs to be legible and keeps them engaged. Cover. The cover is really also important. I believe that what really draws attention in the first place is the cover of a page. So since this book is going to be actually it's interesting for students or even regular people as well. It is important, although the main audience is senior designers, it could be kind of beneficial for regular people to study this as well. So I thought it might be a good idea to have a conceptual design for the cover. So it could make a pause. They could have a pause and have a look at the cover and try to discover what's the content of this publication. So the first concept narrative is based on type, how it could be navigated, how it could navigate the reader to the inside of the book. Considering the options we have, it is important to have the reader to sympathize with the design, and that would be a great way to convey the meaning and draw their attention. The second concept focuses on the color mainly. It could be very eye-catching and draws attention due to the bright colors and solid colors. So here I try to add some colors like this, so it could keep the readers engaged. And the third one demonstrates a combination of illustration and print or photo. Sometimes it could be called a photo montage. This also allows the reader to sympathize with the design. I am trying here to what I have in mind is to try to design something conceptual, so it wouldn't exactly tell the reader what exactly the design is about, but to just let them think a little more. Here are the typeface choices. I have tried serif and sans serif fonts to figure out which fits best. Here's another serif typeface choice and a sans serif, a serif typeface choice. This is the grid design. It is going to be a 12 rows by 9 columns. And here are the designs, final cover designs. Bold and type-based is the first one. Solid colors and white space is the second one. And the third one is based on the texture and photo montage. So as we can see, there's a cloth at back, which will have a texture. And I believe this actually resonates with one person. I mean, the sense of touch, the sense of feeling will be really interesting. Thanks for listening.